out to deposits and it's only 8 a.m. Do it for the fam, I don't do it for the gram. Do it for my daughters, do it for my little man. That's my 2020, reason why I win. Lot of missed calls, looking bloody in my call log. I've been to myself, I'm not sorry that I logged, dog. Check my mental health, I was feeling like a lost dog. Bounce back and wipe my paws off. Get it off the humble and I stick to what I know. Nights on top of nights, long nights took a toll. Took some steps back, but I still get up and I go. And now you know, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. Pressure on me daily, got the family on my back. Dreams are getting bigger, put the city on my map. Wrote inside my palm, but I'll try not to get attached. Moment that is here, could be over just like that. Fast car, no NASCAR. I was never working hard, I guess I'm mad smart. Top speed like a rocket, it was blast off. 6 figures from my couch without a mask on. Waited for my cycle like a laundromat. Going to the moon, it's on top and that. 2 straight years of dropping back to back. Epidemic jumping like an acrobat. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it.
Trade another day.
And you know what? If it doesn't happen, and for some reason the charts change,
Little trade another day.
and tomorrow I'm the biggest bear out there, so be it.
You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day, live to make another play. You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day, live to make another play.
Little trade another day. Little trade another day. Little make another play.
Win some, you lose some,
But you little trade another day. Little make another play.
scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some.
But you little trade another day. Little make another
Is
play.
it the bottom yet? I'm trying to buy up everything. Not gonna get upset. Just pull the trigger, let it bang. When I see a trade, I'm hopping in like a Uber to secure my future. Up early, just like a rooster. Eyes glued to the computer, looking for a bag or two. Market cipher on the screen, compliments of trading view. Now I know what I'ma do. Buy low and sell high. Even if you try and fail, at least you didn't fail to try. I don't wanna be the type of guy that let fear win. I'm the one that dive in head first and bust my chin. I know FOMO is a no-no, but I still get it in. Now I can't predict the future, but I know I'm bound to win. Later or sooner, I'll be the big kahuna. Cause I got big kahunas. I was not scared to get money, I took me some chances and now I'm the big kahuna.
Good morning all. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is good. Happy Monday to all. Happy December. First day of the month, last month of the year. What last day of the year? isn't going to be a smart thing to say. Let me just fix this camera. There we go. And yeah, let's have a look what we got going on. Thank you for all these notifications. If you can kindly piss off, don't need them anymore. Make sure everything's working. Looks like it's all working. Have a look at the calendar for today, Monday 1st of December. We have a bit of Bank of Japan spoke and then some PMI later. Pretty much clean. A little bit of Euro news here and there. Nothing too crazy, to be honest. Not till 12:55 though. That's after London Open. And yeah, really nothing too crazy this week. We do have some news events, ADP coming up, a lot of employment data this week basically. So that is what we're looking at here. And then next week we have some more news, but we'll discuss that obviously next week. No need to discuss that now. Have a look at the charts here, see what we got going on for analysis. Start off on the daily time frame here. So big daily candle close. We've already started to push up, pushing into sort of target there. Very important, the guys who watch the webinar, look where we are, keep an eye out on that. We discussed about this zone, very important. 4-hour time frame here giving us a bearish close as well, so we are mixed bias today. We can move this one up to here to make our 4-hour resistance. Now I want to see if we're still reacting off this old 4-hour resistance. If not, then I can remove it. Yeah, not really. It became a 15, so we can actually just change it to a 15. Something like that. That'll be a little bit better there. And yeah, inherently here with mixed session bias, wouldn't be too bad if we could get back below this 15 here to look for sells back down. Let's just see how that looks on the 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour would close bullish though, so that is going to be a problem. So we'd have to probably sell below the 1 hour, I would assume. 30-minute looks perfect in that case, and 15-minute look good. But yeah, we do have a 1 hour support, so we'll probably be looking for below the 1 hour support. Now for the buys to continue, buys happened early London here from daily open. On this flip here, wick fill to continue up, and then you'd be at TP here. So if I want to take another buy, maybe I see it pull back towards this 31 and then try buy back up to the highs. Again, another option I guess here. A little bit later than this option here, but would be another option here to try another buy. Right now where we're at, I need to see some sort of pullback first, because me buying at the highs, not going to be a good idea. Normally going to end up getting me cooked. 1 hour time frame though, stuck at this previous 1 hour. We'll see if we close above it or below. 30-minute time frame trying to make its way back up to this 30-minute resistance here. This zone is a tricky zone for buys in general. Due to higher time frame market positioning here, so buying from lows is going to be safe, or actually once we break out here will be a lot nicer. If we do turn around here, continue this lower high lower low pattern, we could see some downside, but we don't know just yet. Too early to start to say that, but we do have our zones to look to execute if that was to happen. Moving on to DAX here, we can see DAX pull back in market open, different from gold pushing up during market open. Daily time frame is now leaving us this bullish candle close, but current daily has now broken below all these previous dailies. 4 hour is also closing bearish below structure here, so we could get a wick fill for London. We are still mixed session bias. This could also be a liquidity grab, so we can plan for both buys and sells. Looking at the 1 hour, we've holding this range pretty nicely here, so that's pretty clear to see that 1 hour support sitting there, holding this range pretty nicely here. We can see how we're holding this range here as well. 30-minute time frame here, we can see basically 30 minutes making a little bit lower. Is 15 same? Yeah, 15 30 minutes same. Check out monthly candles on DAX. Yes, we speak about that a lot. It is definitely boring, to be honest. Very boring. Just consolidating, man. Nothing. So boring monthly candle open, close back in the range. Now what are we going to do? Probably close slightly bullish with a wick up. Who knows? Who knows how we're going to close? So we will see about that. So nevertheless here, we are just inside the range. We could look to maybe drive. I spoke about the potential of a pullback here mid-range, not out of the question. We've seen some pullbacks mid-range here, so we can see that. So if this wants to continue down, it's not going to be crazy. To continue down, I'd like to see a close back below the 1 hour, and then we can look for that continuation back down. Yeah, that would be nice. Even if this 15 could move its ass, but I don't think much is going to happen in 1 minute, as much as I'd like to believe. But if we want to continue up, then it makes sense for us to get back above this 4-hour support here. And we can clone this and just put in this other one here that might be issues. And we can look for maybe a bit of a bounce here. Play buys maybe above this 15 here. I don't really see an earlier option for buys. I do see maybe a potential earlier option for sells. Let's see how 5 minutes is looking. Maybe below here to get to the 1-hour support and see. But I don't see an earlier option for buys, except getting back above that 15 at 23,744. So we can get above 23,744. I can look for those buys. If not, I'll be more on the selling side, maybe below here. 8 points, depending how it closed. But then we have all the way to the bottom of the range here, 30 points. So it's not that bad. So that's what I'll be looking at here for DAX and gold. I want to have a quick look at what GJ is doing today. We saw some dumping price action. Fortunately, the Asian session was really good here with these closes. Obviously, we had Bank of Japan giving a bit of a push here. But daily is kind of coming back towards the support here. So we're kind of at a zone where we don't want to be just ripping sells blindly right now. It's not the best idea to just be like, yep, full sell, let's go. Because we are very close towards targets right now, as we can see. So, but this, the reason I'm speaking about this is this can lead into potential buy zone, right? So even though we're pushing down heavy, maybe by New York session, this could lead into a potential buy zone. Play a little bit higher time frame. If London does want to get going, we could look to buy above the 4-hour support here. It's not crazy. Won't be bad to see one more liquidity grab to daily support just to finish it off. But honestly, it's already tapped this top of the daily here. So it doesn't really have to necessarily tap the bottom. But buys above that 4-hour support, 4-hour resistance, previous one. Which now we created a 15-minute resistance there. Wouldn't be too crazy, I would say. Wouldn't be too crazy. Only threat is that we liquidity grab the lows. But in saying that, we have liquidity grab the lows from here. So is that enough? I don't know. Sometimes GJ likes to be nasty. 2, 3, 4 liquidity grabs. Then we get the actual move. So we need to just be a little bit on the cautious side when looking for that. So yeah, looking back at gold here, 1 hour obviously closed bullish here. We were kind of expecting that. So if we look here at the 1 hour, boom, closed bullish. But the important information is we closed bullish below this previous support here. So not showing me the most confidence in buys. And we can see that from the 15-minute, how the 15 minutes close a little bit weak. Doesn't mean buys are out the question, but we could maybe start to roll around here. And then maybe even push away from the highs and start to come down and play out our sell idea, you know. Definitely possible, definitely possible. So yeah, let's see what ends up happening, and we will take it from there. We will take it from there. So appreciate you guys watching the analysis. If everything is clear, you know the drill. Do the YouTube business. 170 of us in here. Get the likes up. 200 would appreciate it. You know the drill. Hate to say it, part of the game. Are you still going live for NY session? I trade NY session in the exclusive group. Put all my plans there, live on Wednesdays. If I saw more interest than London session in NY, then yeah, I would show up for NY, stream London in the group. But there's limited interest. But I did stream it on YouTube just to show you guys how I trade New York session and how it is being different than London these days. Every single stream we got a win, which is nice. Just to shows the point, right, of the difference. But again, less people were showing up. So when I came back to London, people thought I was lying. They're like, no, you're not winning in London, in New York. I'm like, bro, I just streamed it. Watch back the stream. Watch the stream. We're at weekly on gold and DAX. Yes. Did you watch yesterday's webinar? Very important. Who watched yesterday's webinar and can identify what we're doing right now? Very important. Let's see, guys, in exclusive. Let's see who watched yesterday's webinar and can identify what we are at right now. What's going on right now? Very important for today. If you're not, yep. So helps us a lot with bias today, right? So we come to the chart now and we're understanding, okay, we know what zone we're at now, right? Let's be a bit more cautious about trying to pay out that buy idea. Unless we are buying from down here, which is totally fine because we are creating range for ourselves. But being a buyer here could work, which is just more riskier. I wouldn't mind we selling below here to be another buyer again. And then that buy in NY really takes you high. You know, then you can go and have a little bit of a party with gold. I mean, if there's a setup inside here, we could look to buy back towards this high. Because this is a high that was made pre-session. We're pretty much safe buying to pre-session high. Bit of wait till we reach 50. So if we can get a bearish candle here and then a next one bullish above, we could potentially try, because not a bad range, 70 pip range, guys, 70 pip range. So I don't really need to waste this range, but I do need a setup here, and that would be some sort of liquidity grab pullback, close above, and then look for that continuation. Since it's the end of the quarter and end of year, safe to only trade NY, you can do what you want, man. Doesn't matter end of year, end of quarter. It's all a mist that people make. I've traded very well in December. It's just a shorter month because once you get to that week, honestly, that week on Christmas week as well, I've seen charts still move. Like, they don't just die. If you go look at last year price action, I've still seen charts move on that week, but you want to take off that week just to be, it's good for you anyways, and just because of the uncertainty, you know. But honestly, beginning of December, not had any issues. Let's see what we did last December. Let's see. December. Yeah, shorter month. I had 1, 2, 3, 4 wins, 1 loss. So that's a decent month. Actually, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 wins, 1 loss. So about 3%. We'll see what we gained. Lost 0.4%, gained half. Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad. 1.10% trade there. Yeah, not a bad month, I would say. London session 3+% for a short month is very good. Good to see you. Good to see you too, brother. So it's not that bad, you know. Let's see some of the trades from last year. Let's have a look at how they were looking. Let's go have a look at, see this one here. This one looked like a banger. What were we taking? Setup ones? Yeah. This is on DAX though, yeah. DAX was still pushing. See what gold was doing back then. That was on DAX again. Yeah, DAX kind of paid. DAX paid pretty well. Yeah, that's nice, right? This is what we love to see, right? We have this big candle. We don't want to be involved in this big candle. Next candle closes bearish. Next one, liquidity grabs below the low. Retest of this level. Closes back above. Next candle makes a bottom wick. Beautiful wick fill zone. Boom. Can play our way towards the upside. That is nice. That is nice when we get that type. That is exactly what we want to see. That's similar to what we want to see right now. Candle close bearish, liquidity grab below the low. Next candle close bullish, bottom wick come, and that's exactly the same setup actually. I don't want to be a hater, but top right side of the Google spreadsheet says 59 losses. Yeah, the spreadsheet's going to be the most accurate here. Now, the reason why there's a little bit more is because technically sometimes I hit break even, but I get slipped 4 points, 5 points. So technically, even though it's a break even trade, it's considered a loss because I had a technical that's not my fault. I might set my stop loss to break even. I might do everything right, but it slips me and I lose. So in my journal, I have to consider that as a loss because I'm losing money in that trade. Like, okay, if you're losing 1 pip, you can consider it break even. That's not gonna cause you end of career. But when you're losing 4 or 5 pips and stuff like that, becomes a headache, right? Because that is actually considered some sort of loss. So I'll write that very small in the journal of a tiny loss, right? Something like these small ones here, minus 0.1, something like that, right? So that's why you see it a little bit more. It's because sometimes something happens like that. Commissions don't count. Commissions are just part of our expense as a trader. It is like paying a fee to use the highway, right? You have those tolls. Commission is like a toll. But if I get slipped or something like that, that is something that I have to consider in my journal. So although I set it as a break-even trade, I had to put it in journal as basically a loss, which messes up my stats. But at the end of the day, I'm not trading for stats. I'm just trying to show the real picture. So that's why you see it a little bit different. But it was honest, it was a break-even trade. But in journal, I measure based on performance, not on win versus loss, if that makes sense. I asked because I was backtesting last year, December month, and the price action of NY was good. Had to wait for a clean setup. Yeah, but that doesn't mean this year NY is going to be good. You just have to trade what you see. I mean, it can help us, give us a good idea. All right, 4 minutes for this candle to close here. I just don't like buying straight candles here. The only benefit here is we have a liquidity grab. That's the only benefit, and some nice 5-minute structure. But again, if we buy above the 5-minute structure, we buy into a resistance here. But it's only a 5-minute resistance. We have a 30-minute candle close, but again, no pullbacks whatsoever. If I was today fully bullish, I would take it, right? Because I expect price to go up today. But with us having the threat of this making another lower high and us continuing down, we need that extra confirmation to be like, you know what? This actually makes sense. This makes a lot more sense. Did you smoke Holmes on the bench press? Oh, come on, man. You're asking for me to compete against... Like, this is not even competition. Easy peasy, man. Full smoked in the gym. Full. Morning, been loving my time on Pip Labs. Good job, man. Good job, Joshua. Glad you're liking your time on it. If any of you subscribed to Pip Labs recently, you'll be receiving an email in like a week or so, or less maybe, asking about how you're finding things. So feel free to reply to that. It really helps the team. They love collecting data, including me, because I instructed them to do so. So share what you think, you know, even if it's like stupid. Hey man, I don't like how this button looks like. Okay, cool. We love it because this is all stuff that helps. Maybe because we like the look of the button, but maybe people don't. We're subjective, right? I built this in a way that I like. Doesn't mean that everyone else is going to like it. And, you know, if we find a pattern like 10 people, 20 people don't like the look of this button, maybe change it. Buying on first 15-minute bullish candle after a bearish candle is safe. Buying the third candle, 15 bearish candle, highest candle risk. Your views on this? Jesus Christ. Man, these type of questions you should come after on Zoom and we should actually investigate this properly. Right? This requires time to answer these questions. But your statement is correct, yes. Your statement is correct. Do you know why BTC is crashing? Check out this pattern, man. Very simple. You need to be able to use price action analysis. If you can use price action analysis, you can analyze Bitcoin. You see this? Let me show you something cool. What time frame do I want to show you this on? Let me think what time frame I want to show you this on. I think I can show you on monthly. See these two scenarios. We're in the same situation right now. We lose this level, it's game over. So I do expect possibly one more bounce we could see, but if we lose that level, it's done. It's done. We're gonna have a bear market back down into 65s probably. Small stop here at least. But if we change some fundamentals, yeah, probably we could see some upside. Definitely. So it's at a crucial zone. Crucial zone. We spoke about this pullback last week. Who remembers on Friday when we were analyzing Bitcoin? On Friday, we were analyzing Bitcoin and we talked about how we could have pushback here from this level. Stuck at this 4-hour resistance. We analyzed Bitcoin. So watch Friday's stream. There was some messed up with CME close, so we decided to just go and analyze the charts. So we analyzed the charts and we talked about that potential downside. So we got this candle just pushing through here. One candle here, Frankfurt open. Straight. We did close the 1 hour bearish, so we could have continuation of sells. I mean, below here we have a big boy LTA, so there is sells below here. I really wanted to try get in earlier. I'm even contemplating selling on this 5 close, but we hit target, so I would just break my rules. But if we come back up here, it won't. Then we have a new target. Fix your spread problems? Nah, it's just always messing up. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. I don't know what, man. Maybe I just have to deal with it. If I get slipped, lose 4 points, I lose 4 points. What to do? This is what I wanted to see for gold, some pullbacks here. So we're seeing weakness, right? We're struggling quite a lot here to continue up, which is good because if then we should create a resistance, and if we want to sell, we could look to sell below here. I'm even contemplating to sell on 1 15-minute candle closing bearish here. Count this as the high. I don't know just yet. It makes it tough. Do you think making 4% consistently every month is enough to move to sustain you in Dubai? Depends on your capital, man. 4% of $1,000 ain't gonna survive you in Dubai. I tell you that much. 4% of $1,000 ain't gonna survive you. $100,000? Yeah, definitely. It's more than enough. Depends what lifestyle though you want, man. You can definitely sustain in Dubai for $4,000. Average salary in Dubai is 2.9. 2.9 is average salary in terms of working class, not labor class. Labor class work on an average salary of about $280 a month, $300 a month. That's what most of the guys live on. Yeah, about $300. Yep, correct. Oh, it's dumping down here. Very heavy candle here. How big is this candle here? 29. It's a massive candle. What's 1 minute saying? Straight push. So if I can get 1 minute structure, I'll look to enter this, I feel. Let's see how it forms, because we need some sort of structure. Maybe it doesn't even close below. It can pull up last minute. It's definitely possible, 20 seconds. But I need some structure. I prefer it to close above. If you ask me what I prefer it to close above. Then we can get the next candle closing below, which would be perfect. Good. Looks like it's gonna close above, so let's see what happens next candle. You're originally from what country? From Antarctica, brother. From Antarctica. Do average people in Dubai get 300? No, labor class get 300. But they get accommodation and food with that. But they're getting about $300, $500 a month maybe. Do you speak Arabic since you live in UAE? Yes. Do you enter trades on your phone or PC? Both. Both. Especially managing more than one account, both. The only reason I like phone is on MetaTrader, I can drag and see when I put a buy stop, sell stop, how much I'm risking. But you can get a trade manager to do that. But I find my phone, I can like use it as like a one-click trading tool. It's like clicking a button to take a trade. Because on my other monitor, it's too much going on. Have stream chat, have Zoom chat, have Zoom overlay, have the stream overlay, have my other accounts, my MT5 account. So I like to have one for each. But if I was just without all of these stuff, then I'll just enter on PC. Makes no difference for me. Some people prefer only PC, no phone. Some people prefer, but the one thing you shouldn't be doing is analyzing and entering on phone. Exactly, Steven. That's what I do. I have my broker there. Just like when I'm in a trade, I'm normally watching my broker. I don't watch my phone too much. But to enter, I like the phone. It's just, you know, seems a bit cleaner than the web version of what they have. Gold set up today? Yeah, let's see how gold forms here. Could set up for sure. Not out the question not to set up. Gold, we just want to see. See, on gold, the important thing here is like, we don't want to be a buyer here. A lot of people are going to try continue this move and end up losing. So we want to see this pullback. Very important to see this pullback, grab some liquidity, and then we can continue up there. Problem is, I want to see it close bearish. I want to see it close bearish. I don't want these liquidity grab candles and then have a small body. You know why? Because you can't prove that that is a full liquidity grab. Because if that was the case, then this should have been enough. Because if you remember, this candle had a small top wick, then went down, grabbed liquidity. Everyone would be like, okay, that's the liquidity grab. One candle later, we went even deeper for a liquidity grab. So we want structural points that will prove to us about this liquidity BS, because you can't prove where exactly we always want to take liquidity from. It's not a given. But what we can prove is when a structure is formed, because that's when candles actually close. So we can't argue the candle close. When it's open, it can do what the fuck it wants technically, right? There's probabilities of what it will do, but technically, if it wanted to fly all the way up here, it could. But once it's closed, that information is set. That candle can't change, of course, unless some broker manipulates it or something. But in essence, that candle can't change, right? This closed candle here, it's gonna look like that forever. Right, that's how that candle is going to look like. It's never going to change. So we can use, that's reliable information. The information we're seeing right now in this candle, that's not reliable. You see? Why is that not reliable? Because it's open right now. It can do what it wants. So people who are making decisions based on an open candle right now without using the closed candles will be at a slight disadvantage, in my opinion, compared to a closed candle. That is why I want to see this candle close bearish, because that closed candle will prove to me price has created a resistance. And in order for us to continue up, we need to break through a resistance. I mean, this is the same pattern we saw back here, right? Bullish candle here, next one close bearish, continue down. Big bullish candle here, next one close bearish, and then we can put it down. I just realized I can preset and drag the... Yeah, it's good, right? That's why I use it. It's good. It helps you to just visualize before. The only thing we could probably do is, and this is, we could rely on this being a pullback and then maybe look to try trade above the 5 here. That's the only thing. But otherwise, it's going to be, unless we put bigger stop, like 90 pip stop, but then we have 50 pip target. Like, I'm just not interested, right? She's calling me. Hello? Yes. Okay. You're outside now? Okay, let me check because now I'm busy in the middle of something. You called me before you came? So let me check now. Okay, you wait 10 minutes, I'm coming. Okay, give me 3 minutes till this candle close. I need to go collect something. Don't you agree they should fix this shit? Doesn't make sense to me that people will deliver something and just rock up at any time and expect you to be where your delivery is supposed to be placed at any random time. And if you're not there, they're like, what the fuck? It's like, it doesn't make any sense to me. So 5 minute is stuck at this resistance here. This 15-minute candle is closing super bullish here. We have 100 pips stop loss. We need a pullback. DAX here. Nasty liquidity grab inside the range here. Nasty. This is what DAX is doing in London. We're seeing DAX do a lot of these. Remember, guys, we talked about the manipulation play. Remember that manipulation play? See if that happens today. That manipulation play. Maybe back up to previous daily support. Why didn't you take gold buys? Where would your gold buys be, man? Let me know where your gold buys. I am not buying gold up here, man, at the highs. Because if I took gold buys here, on this candle, I'm stopped out. At this time, I wasn't at the charts, unfortunately. This was like, as I was getting ready to be at the charts. This was okay. This is fine down here. But I wonder if I would have moved break even at this point here as we tap that previous 48 pips, stop loss, 50 pip. Then I get tapped break even. I wonder. I'm a DoorDasher. I feel his pain. Yeah, but you give alerts when you're arriving. You're DoorDash. These guys just show up randomly. At least tell, today we will be at your place between 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. so I can make sure that someone's there to collect. They don't tell me what day. Just randomly call, I'm outside. At least give a time window. I'm sure as a DoorDasher, you at least give a time window. They do this often in Dubai all the time. All the time. I'm just saying, like, I just don't understand why they cannot message and give you a window. Hello, I will be delivering between X and X. I'll be in your area at this time. Is this convenient? No. Fine. Saves them headache because they're delivering to a place that maybe cannot collect. Anyways, I just like things to be efficient, and I just find that extremely inefficient and an easy fix, but they don't seem to do it. Should start a logistics company. We look at NQ, all good, not just want to cross check my of course we can, man. Of course, of course. Let's have a look here. We start off from weekly. We did analyze more of the higher time frame on the webinar, so if you're interested in like the fundamental stuff and more of the high time frame analysis, you can check that one out in the webinar. But in terms of today, we have still this daily candle. This could be a retest, totally possible. I did speak about the potential pullback phase, which we've had already. I was hoping we capitalize off that during NY session, but this move here, I said late move we could retrace it. But now that we create support, we could look to actually try again to move towards the upside, especially if we can start to do changes of structure here, hold this zone, get back above, definitely 248, 245, whatever. Then we can look to, just create a nice zone for the day, the trading day. If we do want to continue to pull back here, then we're going to need to break through some structures at this point. Probably at least get back inside the 1 hour range, I mean, same type of plan here, right? If we want to continue down on US 30, we need to break through this 1 hour, which is also 4 hour support. So once we do that, we should see the movement. See what's going on with Steven here. How to approach this gap. Obviously, this support at this close, how do you approach? Yeah, you just have to imagine that this was resampled a little bit higher here. You have the same gap on your broker. You just kind of move it higher. You imagine it. Hi, what do you think of futures trading over CFDs? I do both. I find it advantages in both. I find advantages in both, but I do both. I think in the prop firm space, if you're a good trader, it is easier to pull money out of a futures prop firm because of their it is not good for long term if you want to hold one account, but in order to just have an opportunity, I think they're a lot better because they allow you heavy leverage. They have mostly one-step challenges, so you don't have to do phase 2. Their drawdown, so if you're a shit trader, you're going to get cooked with their drawdown limit and their trailing drawdown limit and consistency rules. You're going to be absolutely cooked. But if you actually know how to trade, it's good. Harry, is the webinars available to the chat? No, those we do weekly with the guys in the groups. One of the benefits they get. What do you think about combining futures with options? Obviously, only if you're profitable. Yeah, options, I looked into it very briefly. I don't have enough full idea of exactly how combining it would be a good idea. I only looked at it briefly. I just don't like the risk premium part of options and stuff like that. But, trading is trading, but your option strategy will be slightly different, But we can see the real volume in futures like footprints and order flow and all that stuff. Footprints and order flow is another form of support and resistance, really. That's how most people use footprint and order flow. It's also something that's just nice. It's just if people do not visually see it, they use it as an aid. But realistically, order flow is very limited. Like obviously your level 2 data is what we're talking about. So when you start to look at level 2 order flow, footprint charts could be useful to understand. Basically, you have order flow plays that you can do. And stuff that I've obviously looked into it quite a bit before actually, and I found that it is something I can use and something that I don't have to use. I use both. When I'm trading futures, I use a bit of DOM. DOM is basically your order book. So I have techniques and ways to use it to help me, but I'm not saying it's going to be completely game changing, but there are traders who use that as their support and resistance. So they'll trade without any lines on the chart, and instead they'll just use order flow to kind of find their key zones, and that's how they use support and resistance. So it's interesting in that way. So what is DAX trying to do now? We come back in the range, we retrace it. It's not a bad thing for us. We're creating structures now. 50 minutes and 6 minutes. Yeah, if this can close below here, it looks pretty good. This 5 minute might want to do it in the next 50 seconds, but it's a bit of a push it has to do. We're saying 24. I mean, here, again, I'm not liking the breakouts too much on DAX, but in this scenario, I mean, it'll be crazy for DAX to fake out again because we've grabbed liquidity. It then went to the upside, retested this whole 5 minute zone here. So retested into that, rejected it heavily, now getting below here. If it wants to go, it has to go then. If not, it's just going to manipulate London session. We're going to see it liquidity grab here, liquidity grab the highs. Once it liquidity grab the highs, that's your sells. So I could wait for that if I wanted, but this is very interesting if we were to close below. Oh, you didn't change your YouTube? Yeah, thanks, man. That's actually good info. No one even noticed. I'm still banned from TikTok, guys, because I did one live session. Can you imagine? One live session and I'm banned. The biggest myth about futures is no spread, no slippage. Man, I'm always getting fucking slipped on futures. Spreads are there. So that's the biggest lie. There's always 1 point slippage here or there. TikTok shit with banning people? Yeah, I found out. I found that out. What about GJ sells? I'm not a fan of GJ selling at daily support, but if you're trying to get to daily support, maybe. But I'm not a fan of selling right at daily support. I think if you wanted to be a GJ seller, that 30-minute candle close below here would be the one. Maybe this one here as well. Did it close below? Yeah. Stop here, 11 pips, target 9. Ah, still tight, man. It's not the best. The sells happened, man, in Asian. This was a good sell. This was a good sell. This one for wick fill here. A little bit more tough, I would say that. Actually, no, you had full LTA, so even this you could try to wick fill. Yeah, majority of sells happened Asian. With the Bank of Japan news, helped it out. So does DAX want to close below here? We're still struggling. 5 minutes still struggling. Just consolidating for now. We want to see if we want to close below. Maybe continue. Not as much as Forex. Actually, no, I find it more than Forex. You know, plus you have commissions. And Forex, I don't have commissions for trading indices. At the open, it's slightly better though. It is slightly better at the open. But 5 minutes after the open, no difference. Just slightly though. Depends on your broker, man. The one thing I will say is that The broker, if it wants to mess you up, it can mess you up. That is one thing, right? Like suddenly the spread can spike stupidly on a broker. So that is a problem. What time is London open? In about 15 minutes. 15 minutes is the London open, but I love to trade from Frankfurt open. I find that a very valuable time after Frankfurt open. Zero spread sounds weird, right? I'm seeing FP markets as an option. Zero spreads, but how much commissions? And they normally play the words. They have terms and conditions between their zero spreads. Yesterday I posted a video a little bit about NY trading using London high, London low. A very important concept. Not a lot of people were interested in this, but I do recommend you watch this. A lot of people have been asking how I tackle NY. Giving you some free value here of how to tackle. Only 7 minutes of your time. Very important to understand how to use a London high and London low. So go check out the video. So have a little bit. You can apply these same concepts in London as well with Asia high, Asia low. It does work as well. I do use it, but normally your support and resistance will figure that out. We'll check it out after stream. Your videos are educational. That's good. Sounds like a plan. All right, so this is why I really didn't want to buy here. You know how many people bought at the break of this high? Shit ton. Now it's all dead and they're like, shit. Maybe I shouldn't have got in break of the high, they're thinking, you know? You know, in the back of my mind now, I'm thinking about sells, man. Potential sells on a bearish candle close. The only issue I have is we didn't retest anything. We didn't even retest the 1 hour. That's the problem I have right now. From your video, I didn't get one thing. You marked London zone, but then should we avoid other time frame levels, only trade 5 minute? Well, that's your kind of zones that you're looking for. Then you have to add the rest of the strategy, which is your markup, your clean candle zones, blah, blah, blah. But it's to give you a zone where, you know, if you're marking London high, London low, then you know where that is and you can look to play around that. But then you have to add everything else back to the strategy as well. Won't the retest of previous 1 hour count for gold on which previous 1 hour do we have? Yo, you mean this one here? We've gone above it. That's the only thing I'm scared. Like we've closed candles above it on 15. We've closed candles above it on 5. You know, breaks of structures. So unless we see a full change of structure, then maybe we can rely on that. Otherwise, no, it's not going to count. So honestly, I don't mind as well if we could pull back to take the buys, which is, if you remember the original idea I have. I mean, this could be a sneaky buy here. If we just close like this bullish, we still have room. It's not a shitty range. With London open volume, we could at least try catch a little bit of a 40 pip range. Rely on this being a liquidity grab. If not, it's not going to be enough. Right? It's late in the move, so we want to be fast on that type of move. DAX has just decided to now come back into this consolidation, work its way back up towards the high slowly but surely, which is really tough. to do anything when we're just, you know, go up, come back down, go up, maybe come back down. We don't know yet. Will there be extension? We don't know yet. See what 5 is looking like here. I wonder if this is a scalp here. 41 seconds. 1 minute, no structure. Nah, this is silly, man. This is like a very high risk trade. Do I want to take this as the first trade? It is an option. New York, I'll probably take it because I can rely on some volume push. But if I look at this logically, it's a little bit silly. It's more just to get in a trade for the sake of getting into a trade. 1 hour is almost at target. 30-minute has pushed 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth candle almost. 15-minute now is just full straight up. And I'm buying the highest point of the day. I mean, it's an option. It's an option. If we get volume, it will push nicely. But otherwise, it's... Yeah, we just closed above that zone. Otherwise, I think it's a little bit too much, you know. But now, if we break this structure to downside, keep in mind the sells, huh? Keep in mind the sells if we break structure to downside. Aren't we at 1 hour? On my broker, we're not at 1 hour. I mean, on this broker, but you might be right. On my broker, we might be at 1 hour. So let's have a look. No, we're not. It looks the same. Is trading during December worth it? I feel like it'd be sideways whole month because people cash out for holidays. Worth it for me, man. I've had good Decembers. Towards end of month, I notice a little bit inconsistent. But beginning of the month, I like it. I like it, man. I don't see any issues. We can get nice December rallies and stuff like that. It's actually pretty cool. Alright, so we get this rejection now. Eight minutes for London Open. Yeah, I'm interested to see London Open here. How's DAX doing? It's a little bit boring DAX right now, so let's just see. Put DAX on the other monitor there. Keep an eye on it in case something happens. Yeah, but I don't mind December, man. If you look at my last year December, the stats were 4 wins, 1 loss. So it's not a bad December, man. 4 wins, 1 loss in London session is not bad on a December, which is a shorter month, right? So honestly, it's still for me. NY, I'll have to scroll back and check the NY chat, man. If you want, you can do it. You can do it for me. As usual, DAX will... What do you write? DAX will fill the gap towards the upside. Do we have a gap on the upside? Let's have a look. Where's the gap? I don't have a full gap on mine just yet. DAX is trying to make up its mind. It can go up from here, can go down from here. Structure for me looks a lot more bearish than bullish at the moment, but we're trying to reverse that. We just liquidity grab the lows on DAX, so we're trying to head up, but there's just no power. Like normally when you liquidity grab, you want to see some good continuation, but we liquidity grab, then we try it again, and then that's it. November 31st, playing with meme coins. Yes. That was fun, man. 300%. It was fun. It was fun. I think I took $1,000 into like 6-7 grand and then took it back to $1,000. It was extreme fun. I was like, I want a big hit. Let me get a big hit. So took like $1,000 to 7 grand and then took it back to $1,000. Yeah, I was there. That's what I wanted. The 69 grand or 100 grand. Just get that one big push, but it was not the case. It was definitely not the case. GBP/USD reversal setup made 200 euros. Let's go, man. Congrats. Where's the signal, bro? Where's the signal? You said you make 200 euros. These guys making money. Where's the signal? Tell me which coin and I tell you 0.1 grand. I don't know, man. I'm not looking at shit coins anymore. Spin the wheel. All right, we'll spin the wheel, man, before London Open. We have 5 minutes before London Open. We need to spin the wheel. Let's see. Put in your votes. Let's see. Put in your votes. Let's see. Today we have to get it correct, man. We have to get it correct. So my trick was last minute to announce what I'm going to do. When I tell people in advance what I'm going to do, the algorithm copies me. And everyone, I'm going to be like ICT right now. Right? Because when ICT took a losing streak on his stream, he blamed that everyone on his stream was copying him and he was being chased by the algorithm. So that's exactly what happens to me. That's the best excuse I'm going to use. That's the better excuse I'm going to use. We're going to run it now. Blue 5, let's go. Blue 5. Stop! Oh no. Who put yellow 7? Damn, I see a few people yellow 7. Few people yellow 7. Man. Joel put yellow 7 in chat here. See a few guys in YouTube yellow 7. Signal is on you guys today. Signal's on you guys. Waiting for the signal on you guys. That's on you guys today. Signal on you guys. So we have no bottom wick on this candle here, which is a problem. If you guys really want to test your luck, you need to do the WOP wheel. That's a real test of luck. If you win something big on the WOP wheel, then you have to send us signals for the next 6 months. Do they still have that WOP wheel open? Or have they closed the WOP wheel now? It's open. Only thing that people win is my stuff that I sponsor. Still there, just did it. Open, try it every day. People do win the stuff that I sponsor, but not the what WOP sponsors, man. The stuff that WOP is sponsoring just doesn't seem to happen. What did you win? 5 days of exclusive. Damn, see? I told you the stuff. Just now he won. I said, see, the stuff that I sponsor works, but their stuff doesn't work. I told you. They're only using me, man. They're using me to fund their wheel. Because that's what I'm getting. Congrats. 5 days of exclusive. Sheesh. Man is cooking. Me too, you won this, but not PS5? Come on. PS5 not gonna win. That's from WOP. All right, so we just came back to Asian high now. Let's see if London closes above Asian high. We might have a London high play, I wonder. I wonder if we have this London high play. Would be a little bit more aggressive, but we could have, especially if we're getting 45, just to get back to 50, which is an important level for me, the 50 level. 50 level, important level. How do you find the wheel? If you're part of the exclusive group, you just go to the WAP, and then there's like a, at the bottom, there's like WAP wheel. Click on it, and you can spin it. $255, isn't that Asian high? No, Asian high is marked before the London. It's a little bit more complex for that one. Looks like we're gonna close below for now. How did 1 hour look though? 1 hour is gonna close below. $30-minute, of course, is gonna close below. So everything closed below here. So let's see how we form. Could we enter on 5-minute setup 1? Yeah, it never broke the high. That's your issue there. That's your issue there. I did say it was an option. If this next candle was to break the high, you could try that. It is more risky, yeah. Isn't Dubai for rich people? How can Labour guy live off 300? It's insane. No, it's not actually full of rich. Who do you think built Dubai? The rich? They paid for it, but they didn't build it. Build it was by the labor force. Massive labor force here. And that's how much they get paid. $400 a month, $350 a month with accommodation and food they get for free. Still, it's a low salary. They still smile when they see you. Ooh, this is nice liquidity grab on London Open here. Classic London manipulation of the high, but we need to get some form of entry here. How are you going to Abu Dhabi GP? I don't know yet. I was looking at tickets. They're costing me about $10,000. I cannot justify paying $10,000 for GP. Plus, I don't have the guys who I want to go with. They're not going to pay $10,000. So it's not going to be worth it. It is going to be cinema. It is a race. So I'm going to see if I can get anything. I'm gonna see if I can get any a way in. Yesterday makes this last race worth it more, but still I don't think I can justify $10,000. I have one way I can get tickets, but I just can't get myself to ask. After stream, I'll tell you guys in the exclusive. I don't want to publicize that. 10K is a lot of money. It is a lot of money, you know. I mean, it has to be justifiable. Like if a group of friends all said like let's go together, guys, make this a big experience. But imagine paying 10K and going by yourself is absolutely miserable, in my opinion. In my opinion, I know one car club has a yacht. I got invited to the yacht for that one as well. Of course, you have to pay. That is not that bad, around $5,000. But then I don't know anyone on the yacht, man. So I'm not like that. I also, you see, you're not going to see much at F1. You're not going to see much at F1. Network. These type of people I know who's part of that. The real network is the people who... The real network is not on that one. I know where the real network is. I'm not a team principal, but according to me, McLaren should pit Oscar and Lando behind first safety car. Yeah, that's obvious. I don't know why they chose not to pit during that. I got in free with eToro last 2 years in Melbourne. Yeah, but if you go F1, it's fun to go, like, you know, into the VIP packages. That's what's really good. Okay, our sales might come through here now. I was in eToro box. Yeah, eToro would have a sponsorship package, so they'll have a nice viewing spot. I want Oscar to win, but now I think his chances are gone until both Lando and Max do some blunder and did not finish. Yeah. Can't beat him, man. Guy's insane. Literally joins the Nürburgring. What if Lando rams into Max? Yeah, it technically it could be a strat, you know. Obviously, it would be obvious that that's what they did, but, you know, I wonder how that would... if you want media publicity, then that's the way to get media publicity. Already what happened with Antonelli yesterday, they're going media publicity. Imagine that. Final race of the season, that's what they do. Imagine. 100% they thought of that, 100%. Man, what do you want to do, DAX? Make up your mind, bro. Make up your mind. You're driving me crazy. Yeah, but this is Monza, right? Austria. Does the previous session high, low, yesterday's video follow your normal? Yes. Might as well spam by the bottom of the range. Oh, this is Red Bull ring. Yes. See the color here. Six minutes for this 15 to close. We want to see if we get below or what. 5 minute can get below here if it moves its ass in 1 minute. Oh, it's trying. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I swear, after all that, if it just absolutely crashes, would be crazy. Let's see, if we close below, could be a breakout option here. If we just absolutely fly below, I don't know. See if we can get a top wick. Stop loss maybe above there. Right, I have a top wick on broker. We'll give it a short break of low. Once it breaks this low. Here. Stop above there, we see how it goes. There's like a little 1 minute structure on my broker. This one is showing below the 1 minute structure on my broker. We're not below yet. So I put my sell stop basically a little bit below that 1 minute structure. Should give us more confidence. I wouldn't mind to see it pull up first and give 1 minute structure first. Would be quite nice. Which it seems like it's trying now. Nice. I want to see the pull up first, and then we go and break these lows. This is what I want to see first. So this is actually a lot better. So we pull up first, and then we come back and break the lows. Because you see on my broker right now, I have like equal lows. You see where my sell stop is? It's like equal lows. So I want it to be below that. So if we can pull back first like this, then break the lows, I feel like it's better for me. And then a 5 minute candle closes back in the range. I wonder if I was, yeah, then that means 15 will close back in the range, so I won't trust it. So then it won't make sense. But if we close back outside the range, it's the same on 15. We could probably even get tighter stop loss above that 5 minute bullish candle, which would be even sweeter. Yeah, you guys keep it like this. You can see when we get triggered. Thunderstorm wouldn't be bad, but we need to close weak bullish on this 5 minute. Gold hitting 50. Yeah, it looks like it's moving like a train, right? What pair is this? It's called DAX. D40, D30, whatever you want to call it. Looks like we might get the thunderstorm here. We might get the thunderstorm. We have to see if that 15 closes below. If that 15 doesn't close below, it's not going to be valid. Whoa, last second close above. I need to delete my sell stop there. That's annoying. So yeah, we closed above. Didn't manage to close below here. Failed to close below. 50-minute closing above support, 5-minute closing back in the range. The only thing I can sell now that will follow my plan, since we didn't close below, is going to be looking for a 5-minute candle close below here. That would be okay. We still have the 30-minute close coming, but that's about it. I need something to prove to me it wants to come back down. If it can prove to me that we can come back down, then it would be better. Gold is absolutely tearing here. Insane push we're getting this morning through gold. Back at 50s now. No sight of any pullbacks. 30-minute has not pulled back all morning. Like I said, these were the buys here. I really wanted to be in buys from here. That was the buys. And then this one was not bad as well. But these are both before London. We don't want to be a buyer here. Not a good idea. Like I said, it was an option to be a buyer break of this high, but this candle ended up closing bearish. Next one, no bottom wick, but you could ignore the no bottom wick if you put stop loss here. But yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys tomorrow. Appreciate everyone showing up. For me, I need to see structure on gold, and for DAX fail to close below. So if DAX can form some structure and close below, I can look for some sells. If it can form a change of structure from the bottom of the range, I could also look to buy back towards the high, but it's really just manipulating up and down, up and down, up and down. For gold, I would love to see structure. NY could actually break through this high. As long as we remain above 50, guys, keep an eye on NY. NY could be quite straightforward with pullbacks to continue. 4 hour will close above like this, and we'll get a 4 hour setup 1, and then we'll look to fill this range here. Insane range we have, right? Insane range we will have, so we can play that range for NY session. So appreciate you guys showing up as always. Take care, guys. First day of the month. We have a whole month ahead of us, so I appreciate you all showing up as always. Catch you guys tomorrow. Let's kill it tomorrow. Hopefully we get something juicy and London can pay me so I can be happy and be even more happier. So appreciate you all. Take care, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. All right, much love and peace. Cheers, guys. Cheers.